brothers, we're going to start our lecture, inshallah. The topic tonight will be the law for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It will be done by our brother Sheikh Ali, inshallah. Sheikh AbdulKadir Ali Ambe. Inshallah, فليتفضل سيدنا.
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهداه. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. All praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, peace and blessings upon his beloved Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. My dear brothers and elders, the topic of today or tonight is the love of our Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And the reason that I've chosen this topic, you all are aware, the character assassination which has been done to our Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. By this film came out, and the cartoons in France, and you can see, unfortunately, the Muslim world, we are like a bubble. We shout for a few days and then nothing has been done or nothing will be done, and that's it. For a few days we run around here, we burn the flags, we break the houses. Which houses? Our own houses. Which buildings? Our own buildings. Is this something new? No, it's not something new. The non-believers, they used to do it. They are doing it. They will do it. But as a Muslim, how can I support my beloved Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam? Is to show my love and not claiming. The problem is we always say that we love our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And if I ask any one of you, and I ask this question, whether he's young or old, do you love your Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? He will say, what's wrong with this sheikh? Is he gone cuckoo? Why is he asking me this question? But if I break down the points and I say, where are you standing from this? 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 Unfortunately, starting with myself, I might be zero or I might go into mines. Because everybody can claim that he loves the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But we need to look and take some examples for the real love of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam from his own companions. The way they used to love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the way they used to change their life, the way they used to follow the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the way they used to feel towards him alayhi salatu wassalam. And we need to compare that with ourselves. Do we love the Prophet ﷺ the way they used to love them? The way they used to love him, alayhi salatu wasalam? You all know Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu wa ardah. The man, the Siddiq, the man who spent all his life with the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. ثاني اثنين إذ هما في الغار. When they were immigrating, the way he used to be the right hand of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the way he got upset when some of the people, they upset him. This man, at the time of the Hijrah, they rest under a big stone. And he prepared the place for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then he told him, rest, O Prophet of Allah. He did not rest. He got up, checking around if there's anybody's following them. After that, he saw a shepherd, and then he went to him, and then he asked, who is this goats I belong to? He said, one of the men of Quraysh. And Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu wa ardah, he used to be Nassab, means the man who knows the people and their clans and their backgrounds and so on. He was well known to that. He said, immediately I recognize who. And then he asked, do you have any milk? He said, yes. One of the shots, it has milk in it. He said, can you milk it first? And then he said, clean the press properly and clean your hands properly, and then milk it for us. He milked it. And then what did he do? He put some water underneath to get cold. Because you know the weather, it's very hot. And then he brought to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He drank alayhi salatu wassalam. And then he said, and he used this word, hatta radit, until I was satisfied that the Prophet ﷺ has had enough. That's how they used to put the Prophet ﷺ first for everything. And you all know Anas ibn Malik, when he worked with the Prophet ﷺ and he served him. There's two narrations, one says 9, one says 10. And because this goes back to the Arab system, it was 9 years and few months. And then sometimes they deducted and they mentioned the year below, and sometimes they completed and they mentioned the year after, and they say 10 years. He served the Prophet ﷺ 10 years. Everybody knows that he said, he never said to him alayhi salatu wassalam, something that he did it, why did he do it? And something he did not do, why you did not do it. But that's not what I'm talking about. That's well known from the manners of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Just imagine 10 years old. How many mess and how many mistakes can he do? We can understand. On top of that, he never said that. But that's not what I'm aiming to. Because that's not what I'm talking about now. I'm talking about, he said, there was kind of veggie was the most beloved to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, and I used to hate that veggie. They call it the ba, which is close to, what do they call it? Kojak. It's close to the kojak. He said, I used to hate that when he was with his mother. But when he saw the Prophet ﷺ eating it and liking it, he said, I start liking it as well. Imagine something like that, which is something normal, changing it for your Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's the love that they show these people. Abdullah ibn Umar, and the time is the Hajj time. What did he used to do? He used to put his steps where the Prophet ﷺ did in his steps in the Hajj. And even he used to urinate where alayhi salatu wasalam he urinated. To that extent, for the love of the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now my question is, where are we from the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Because we all know, that's why I don't want to take much of your time in this. Like the hadith of Sahih Muslim, when Rasulullah was holding the hand of Umar and they were walking together, and then he said, "Oh Prophet of Allah, Wallahi, you are the most beloved person to me on this earth except myself." What did our Prophet ﷺ say? He said, "No, Ya Umar, you cannot be a believer unless you love me more than your own self." Alayhi salatu wassalam. Then he said, "Oh Prophet of Allah, by Allah, I love you more than my own self." He said, "Al-ana ya Umar, now, O Umar, you are a believer." In the hadith of Anas in Bukhari and Muslim and other books of the Sunnah, the Prophet ﷺ said, "Wallahi la yu'min, by Allah you won't be a believer حتى أكون أحب إليه, until I become more dear and more beloved to everyone than his own father and his own son and the whole world." And the Arab poem said, "Ya mudda'i hubba taha la tukhalifuhu." Or the one who claims that he loves the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, do not disobey him. فَالْخُلْفُ يَحْرُمُ فِي دُنْيَا الْمُحِبِّينَ. If you come to the universe of love, it's forbidden to disobey the person you are in love with. Then where are we standing? We say we love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If I ask any one of us, he will say yes. But where are we standing from the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Do we follow his Sunnah? Do we act upon his sunnah? Where are we standing from his characters, from his manners, alayhi salatu wassalam? Allah Ta'ala praised him. وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. Where are we standing from that? Our Prophet ﷺ, he never used to take a revenge for himself. He never used to get angry for himself. Are we like that? Every one of us, without looking right or left, just look at yourself. Where are you standing from this? Where are you standing from Allah's ruling on yourself, on your family? Where? We can put all these questions to ourselves. Where are we standing from the outlook of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Where are we standing from the inner look of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Where are we standing the way he was merciful to the whole ummah, to the whole mankind, even to the animals, alayhi salatu wassalam. Once in Bukhari, he entered one of the gardens of Ansar, and then camel came to him, alayhi salatu wassalam. Camel. Forget about the human beings. We can mention stories. The people who came to Rasulullah used to complain to him and he used to solve their problems. Forget about that. The animals, they used to come to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When the camel came, the Rasulullah tapped on the top part of, and then the camel spoke to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then he asked, who is the owner of this camel? And he was the rajul min Ansar, a man from Ansar. And then he said, this camel is complaining the way you treated him. You don't feed him properly. You use him heavily. And that's not fair. You should feed him properly, and you should not overuse him. That's how kind he was, alayhi salatu wasalam, even to the animals. The palm tree that he used to lean on it, alayhi salatu wasalam, when he was reminding the people before his member was being built. What happened? The palm tree started crying like a baby until the Sahaba, they all heard the cry. And it did not keep quiet until the Prophet ﷺ went to that palm tree and then tapped on it like a baby, and then it kept quiet. But do we have the same feeling? Do we love our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Do we love his sunnah alayhi salatu wassalam? Do we follow his footsteps alayhi salatu wassalam? Do we cry the way he used to cry alayhi salatu wassalam? When Bilal came to him to tell him the time of Salah is close, and then he found Rasulullah crying, and he said, "O Prophet of Allah, you're crying, and Allah forgive all your sins." He said, "By Allah, Allah has revealed the phrases. Last night, وَيْلٌ لِمَنْ قَرَأَهَا وَلَمْ يَتَفَكَّرْ فِيهَا. Woe to whoever reads and he did not reflect on it. إِنَّ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. The creation of the heaven and the earth. وَاخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ. And the difference between the day and the night. لَآيَاتٍ لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. Is a phrase, it's a science for those who have hearts. And what is their characteristics? Those people. الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهِ. Those who remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قِيَامًا while they are standing. وَقُعُودًا while they are sitting. وَعَلَى جُنُوبٍ while they are laying down. They always remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَيَتَفَكَّرُونَ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. And they reflect on the creation of the earth and the heavens. رَبَّنَا مَا خَلَقْتَ هَذَا بَاطِلًا. Oh Allah, you did not create this for nothing. Subhanak. Glory to you. فَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. Oh Allah, save us from the hellfire. This phrase, when it's being revealed, our Prophet ﷺ was crying whole night. Where are we from that? Where are we standing from his sunnah alayhi salatu wasalam? Allah Ta'ala said, قُلْ إِن كُنتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِ يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ. قُلْ إِن كُنتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ. If you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَاتَّبِعُونِ. Follow my way. Follow my footsteps. يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ. Allah will love you subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ. Allah will forgive your sins. Then where are we standing from that? Where are we standing from the following of sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam? Or we have this philosophy. Whenever you say someone, this the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he will ask you, is it wajib? Is it fard? Is it sunnah? That if you do it's fine, if you do not do it's not a problem? Is it ahad? Is it mutawatir? Is it this? Why all this philosophy with the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Isn't it enough for you and for me that this from the sunnah is authentic from the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? And the reason I'm mentioning this, brothers, action is louder than words. Every one of us, look at yourself. Where are you standing from the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Your outlook. Do you follow the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Your wearings. Do you follow the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Or we feel shame? To leave my bed, I feel shame. To wear my hat, I feel shame. To show anything that's saying that I'm a Muslim, I feel shame. I want to hide my identity. I don't want to be known as a Muslim. Why are we afraid to be Muslims? Why are not proud of our identity? Why can't I say openly, I am a Muslim? Why can't I say the way Salman al-Farisi used to say, Abi Islamu la abali siwa. My father, my identity, my nationality is Islam. إذا افتخروا بقيس أو تميم. if they are glad and they are proud of this clan or that clan or this nationality or that nationality, why? Why can't I say I'm a Muslim? Why can't I show my identity openly? Because I am not acting upon the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But if I am acting on the sunnah, I wouldn't hide my identity. That's why just acting on the sunnah and showing your deen and being a Muslim as you're supposed to be a Muslim is enough for your da'wah, even before you speak. A man came to us in Leicester and he said, this young man, he works under me. He earns less than me, but he's happy. He's got bigger family than mine, and he's happy. He practices his deen. He prays. He does his job the way the Muslim should be. He said, I don't worry about him. I don't need to look at him. Whether I'm looking at him or I'm not looking at him, he works the same way. He said, then I realized there is another camera looking at this man. I want to know. And the man, because he does not speak that good English, he brought him to the masjid. And then we met him. And then we discussed with him. And within 2 meetings, the man, he declared his La ilaha illallah. Action is louder than the words. You can tell him whatever you like. But if you live as a Muslim, in your work, in your life, you are punctual. You do what you're supposed to do, regardless whether the boss is on top of your head or not. And that's from your deen. That's from your sunnah of your Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Being proud of your identity. You should not hide. A lot of our brothers, you find them when they're coming to the masjid, mashallah, with that coffee and everything. But if you see him in the morning, on your way out to work, you won't recognize him. It's not a different person, different look, with jelly hair, with funny trousers, long trousers cleaning the road, 3-piece suit. Even the 3-piece suit, you can make it according to the sunnah. You can pull it up above your ankle. You can make it wider, not tight on your body. And then you will look different. And then you will be asked, there's one of the brothers, may Allah bless him, who is a revet. He always wears thobe. And then I asked him, why do you wear? I asked him. He said, it's for da'wah. I said, what do you mean? Explain. He said, whenever I dress my normal English clothes, he said, no one asks me anything. But whenever I dress like this, the questions comes. On the train, on the bus, everywhere. Why? Why do you dress like that? Because you are different than them. But if you wear tight jeans and tight t-shirts and jelly hair, you won't be any different than them. They wouldn't see any different in your identity. You are like them. Then there's no need for asking you anything. Even you won't be able to start even talking to them about Allah's deen. Because they don't see any different. You are following me. You are following my style. But when you follow your Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the questions comes. Why are you like this? Why are you wearing like this? Why you covering your head? Why you doing this? Why? And then you answer, then you talk, then you give da'wah. Because the problem is, in our days, we are thinking that da'wah is only for those who are graduate from the universities. No. Every one of us is supposed to be da'iyah. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu wa ardah, when he took La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, what did he do? He only learned the Shahada, did not learn much. He went and he brought 5 companions to take the Shahada. But we need to act upon this deen first. We need to change our lifestyle. We need to follow the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ in every aspect. Our Prophet ﷺ, he was the most soft, the most kind. The slave girl, she used to come to him ﷺ, and she used to take him with his hand and take him around Medina. ﷺ. He never used to say no. That's why Iqbal Ahmed said, one of the Pakistani poets, Pakistani poet who had very beautiful poem about the Prophet ﷺ. He said, "Ma qala la illa fi tashahudihi." And he did not say no except fi tashahud, la ilaha illallah. لولا تشهد لكان كلامه كله نعم. His speech always will be yes. He will never say no, alayhi salatu wassalam. Then, my brothers and elders, I want all of us to reflect on this, to follow the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There's our 12 hadith, talks about the bed. We should leave our bed, following the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I might say, oh, I've got funny bed. I've got bed. I've got open space here, open space there. I used to have the same thing. Don't think that my bed it was always like this. No. I used to have the funniest one. I never touched it in my life. It was open here, open there. Even till today, you can feel that it's less here. But still it's beautiful. Why? Because you're doing it for Allah's sake. Lifting your trousers above your ankles is the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the hadith They are a lot. And one of them in Muslim Imam Ahmad. And the reason I'm mentioning this, because some of them they think, oh, it's only forbidden if you do it out of bribe. No. In this hadith, Imam Ahmad and Mu'jam al-Tabarani, and it's authentic hadith, the Prophet ﷺ saw one of his companions, his clothes are dragging. And then he walked fast after him. He could not reach him, and then he jogged alayhi salatu wassalam. And then he catch him, and then he said, lift your trousers, lift your garment. And then he lifted. He said, lift it, lift it, lift it, until he reached half of the shin. He said, this is the izar of the believer. This way it should be. Half of the shin. The lovers of Michael Jackson, they didn't have any problem to wear that kind of clothes. But with us, the followers of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, why do we have problem with it? Once, one of the boys, they told him, who is one of the lovers of Michael Jackson, they told him Michael Jackson uses for his shower with mineral water. And the boy next day he did it. Because he's honest about his love. He's honest. But am I honest? This is the question. I hear Rasulullah did this, and I still say, oh, no, it might maybe out of this, no, maybe it was another reason, no, maybe for this reason, maybe for that reason. And then he ran after him. And then he catch him. So then lift him. He said, up to the shin. And then here the izar of the believer. If no, he said, up of your ankle. What the man replied, he said, oh Prophet of Allah. He said, I got a thin shin. My shin is very thin, and I don't like the people to see it. It was like me. I got very tiny ones, even though I got big body on the top. What did he reply, alayhi salatu wassalam? He said, Inna khalq Allahi jameel. Allah's creation is beautiful. Allah's creation is beautiful. Lift your garment. He did not allow him. He did not say, okay, you are right. You've got tiny shins, then it's okay. You can leave it long, and the other people know they shouldn't. No, he did not say that, alayhi salatu wassalam. He said no. Inna khalq Allahi jameel. Allah's creation is beautiful, lift it. Where are we from his beautiful manners, alayhi salatu wassalam? Where are we standing from it? The Arab came to him and he grabbed him with his neck until Anas said the clothes affected his neck, alayhi salatu wassalam. And he said, oh Muhammad, look how rude he was. Give us some money. It's not your money or your father's money. If that was me and you, what we are going to do? Give him a good slap. Get lost. But your Prophet did not do it. He said, give it to him. He said, Bilal, give it to him. Give it to him. Until the man satisfied. He gave it to him. He came back. He said, are you satisfied? He said, no. He said, give him more. He came back. Are you satisfied? He said, no. He said, give him more. Are you satisfied? He said, yes. He said, fine. And what did he say, alayhi salatu wassalam? In Tirmidhi, the most beloved people to me. And the closest people to me on the day of resurrection are those who have a good manners. إن من أحبكم إلي وأقربكم مني مجلسا يوم القيامة أحاسنكم أخلاقا. That's what he said عليه الصلاة والسلام. And if we take a percentage of his manners عليه الصلاة والسلام, and the way we deal with the people, the way we deal with the people who work with us, the way we deal with the people, with our brothers in the masjid, if we take just some part of it, we'll be the best manners. Then we need to learn. We need to follow. We need to study his manners, alayhi salatu wassalam, the way he used to be, alayhi salatu wassalam. We need to act upon this deen. We need to build our iman. Our Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he used to get up for his night prayers. Where are we standing from the night prayers? Our fajr is wobbly. Forget about our night prayers. How many people comes fajr in this masjid? How many lines? If you ask Imam Ali or our other imams, they will say even not 2 lines. Why? Are we not from the locality? All these people are not from the locality? Yes. But where are we from that? That's why hadith of Aisha in Bukhari and other books of the Sunnah, she said, our Prophet ﷺ, he used to pray 11 rak'ah, whether it's Ramadan or other than Ramadan. Where are we from that? Where are we from his long prayers? Where are we from his long crying? Where are we from his stopping and with the phrase of the hellfire and the paradise and reflect on it? Where are we from that? Then we need to change. We need to change. Starting from myself, we need to change. We need to show our love to our Prophet ﷺ by following his footsteps, by teaching the other people. Do we teach the other people? There's a lot of leaflets, a lot of handouts about our Prophet ﷺ. Do we give it out? Once I was in a meeting for the da'wah, and then you all know, because these people are famous, Tony players and sister-in-law, she said, she was talking about how did she become a Muslim. She said, I became a Muslim through a leaflet that I've been given by a Somali Minika brother. She said, even I'm not sure that he knows that today I'm a Muslim because of him. How come? Because she said, my car broken down, and then I need a car to take me to work for 3 days. And then I asked my local minicab to send me a nice car where it can take me to work and bring me back home on a daily basis for the coming 3 days. Then she said, he sent me this brother. And what did he do? The first day when he dropped me, he gave me this leaflet. I took it from him. She said, I read it. Second day, he gave me another leaflet. Third day, he gave me another leaflet, which Allah Ta'ala has opened my heart because of it. Our brothers who are minicab drivers, make sure that you carry leaflets in your car. And whoever comes, whoever you drop, one drop, one leaflet. You never know where that's going to reach. Once in Harrow, I was giving a lecture. A young man came to me in his late teens, 18, 19. He said, Sheikh, do you remember me? I said, no. How would I remember you? He said, I became Muslim through the leaflet that you gave me, you and the brothers on Harrow Market. You'll never know how far this can be reached. But that if you have the aim of the da'wah, if you have that in your heart, this is the question. You can do a lot. You can, as soon as the person jumps in your car, switch on your Quran, the translation. One ayah with beautiful recitation and then translation. Simple. Go out. Organize yourselves. You have a big market. You have a big areas. You have a big stations. Stand in front of it. You've seen the people who are in false religion standing and shouting in the markets and talking loud, and you have the truth and you are sleeping on it. Why? Did your Prophet ﷺ slept? No. From the day Allah revealed, قُمْ فَأَنذِرْ وَرَبَّكَ فَكَبِّرْ وَثِيَابَكَ فَطَهِّرْ وَالرُّجْسَ فَهْجُرْ. He said, resting has gone. Where are we from that? Do we carry that aim? فَلَعَلَّكَ بَاخِعٌ نَفْسَكَ عَلَىٰ آثَارِهِمْ إِن لَمْ يُؤْمِنُوا بِهَذَا الْحَدِيثِ أَسَفًا. You might be killing yourself because these people, they did not become Muslims. Do we have that? Or I'm happy with the way I am. I don't have that aim. I don't have that burning. I don't have that worry to save the mankind, to save the human beings. Then we need to change. We need to carry this message. We need to think, what can I do? Our youngsters in the schools, carry leaflets in your bag. Give it. Talk to your friends. A lot of our youngsters, unfortunately, they have double standard. You find them, mashallah, nice in the masjid when they're with the community, but when they go to their friends, he's a different person. He's a thug. He thinks that's cool, which is not. You should have one identity. You don't change with the weather. And you should have the aim. Even though you are young, you should have the aim for giving da'wah. Think about how many people that you brought to this deen. Think about it. How many opportunities that you have. But sometimes also, we do different kind of da'wah. You find a young man standing with a young little girl, and he said, what are you doing? He said, I'm giving da'wah. Nice one. No. Leave that for the girls. You do your job with the boys. Yes, you do your job with the boys. We don't want that kind of da'wah. Then we need to carry that burning and that worrying for the ummah, for the whole mankind. And that's why I remember one of the brothers from America. He used to cry. He used to cry blood. And also, brother, there's a tape there's a DVD on the YouTube. You can go by and clicking on what was his name, Ya Rabbi? Oh, inshallah, I will remember. The brother from America who is in prison now, and Abu Tawbah. When he's talking about his parents and the way some of you that you can pray for your parents even after their death, but he said, I cannot do. And this American brother, he used to cry, and he used to say, because my parents, they died on the estate of kufr, and it's because of your fault, O Muslims. You did not give them da'wah. And what did he used to do? Just look at this very well. What did he used to do? He used to take two brothers who are like me, who have a lot of knowledge, but they're like a library moving around, not benefiting from it. He used to take two of them from the masjid. He said, let me do the talk and you do the job. He takes these two brothers and then he stands in front of, like, for example, where I landed today from that's North Greenwich station, like that station. Everybody passes by him. He tells him, do you want to know about Islam? Somebody says, get lost. He said, okay, fine. Somebody says, yes, I want to know. Somebody says, I want to know, but I haven't got time. He gives a leaflet. Okay, take this, read your own time. The one who says, yes, I want to know, he calls this two. Now it's your job. Talk to him. And give it a guess, how many people that he brings to Islam every day who takes the Shahada? Give it a guess. How many people every day? 3. Every day, 3. Do we have that aim? Do we carry that responsibility? That's what we need to look into. And as brothers in the area, you need to do this job. You need to organize yourselves. There's a tips for the da'wah. It can be done. It can be given to you in your masjid. We can bring brothers who are mashallah experts. We can help you inshallah with the handouts and with the leaflets and so on. But you need to take the responsibility and you need to take the lead. Allah Ta'ala make us those who love their Prophet ﷺ and those who put their Prophet ﷺ above everybody else, even above themselves. النبي أولى بالمؤمنين من أنفسهم وأزواجه أمهاتهم. Has more right, Prophet ﷺ, about our own selves. Then we should do our job and we should carry his message to the world, because he was alayhi salam rahmatan lil alameen, was not for a particular nation. That's why you find in our color and in our background we have this variety, this beautiful variety. He's from Africa, he's from Asia, he's from Europe, he's from this. Why? Because this da'wah and this deen is not for particular nation. It's not for Arabs. The prophets before our Prophet ﷺ used to be for particular nation. But our Prophet ﷺ is different. It's for the whole mankind, for the whole humanity. Not even the humanity only, even for the jinn and the ins, for the thaqalain. Then let's take this message and let's use the responsibility and let us take this forward. Inshallah wa jazakumullahu khairan. And forgive me if I take long from your time. And if I made mistakes, which is, I'm sure I made a lot of mistakes as a human being and as a student of knowledge and as my weakness, then may Allah Ta'ala forgive me for that. And it's from me and from shaitan. And if I said something good and something useful and beneficial, it's from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. وجزاكم الله خيرا وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh, for the very beneficial lecture, inshallah. May Allah make us those who benefit from it, inshallah. We'll have, Adhan will be 8:15, and we'll have Q&A, inshallah. So anyone who has a question, please come forward. Sisters, if they have any questions, you can throw them down, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair.
Only two questions from the brothers and only 2 questions from the sisters. Because I got to go, I got a program on Islam channel tonight, 9:30. I have to be inside the studio about the Hajj program. Then inshallah you will excuse me, and also somebody miskin like me should not be asked hard questions. Jazakumullah khair.
From you sometimes again.
Inshallah.
Next time, inshallah.
No problem.
Go ahead, please, brother.
Okay, yeah. Luckily, when I read the paper today, it was reported that the man who released the video about the Prophet ﷺ has been arrested in the US for fraudulent activities. So that means he's a non-entity. So do you agree with me that what I think the Muslims throughout the world should have done is to ignore the video, because it's like any other ignorant. When an ignorant talks, just ignore him. So
That's right. Our Prophet ﷺ, he never used to revenge for himself, alayhi salatu wassalam. These people, they did it at this time. They're doing it now. They will do it in the future. But what is more important, and this is what I was emphasizing on the topic today, is, my respected brothers and elders, to take this message to the whole world, to take this responsibility. Let's make tapes, let's make leaflets, and there's some, alhamdulillah, available already. Teach the people, who is your Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Teach the people. Once I met, subhanAllah, 2 brothers from America, and in the Haram. And then, because they both reverts, I asked them, who gave you da'wah? And they said, Mr. Bush. Yes. When he talked about the Islam and the Crusaders, and he said this open